Growing a business is kind of tricky right now. Supply chains are squeezed, tariffs and trade policies are dynamic, and cash flow, it's tighter than ever. You need clarity to come out on top. Without it, you risk falling behind. If only you could hop in the DeLorean and see the future, right? Thankfully, there's NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite has real-time forecasting to help you move ahead with confidence. This is your AI-powered business management suite and the #1 cloud ERP. Trusted by over 42,000 businesses, NetSuite brings accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all under one roof. It's your single source of truth, giving you the data and control you need to move quickly. And with AI built in, you can automate the busy work and focus on strategy. NetSuite helps you see what's stuck, what it's costing you, and how to pivot fast. If I were running a business with a lot of moving parts, I'd use NetSuite for full control over everything. Tame the chaos with NetSuite. If your revenues are at least in 7 figures, download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders at netsuite.com/SPI. That's netsuite.com/SPI. Congrats, your business is doing great. All your hard work is paying off, but you need help like now, and you have to hire fast. How can you hire amazing candidates quickly? Easy, just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed sponsored jobs help you stand out and hire fast. And with sponsored jobs, your posts jump to the top of the page for your relevant candidates so you can reach people you want faster. And it makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. One of the things I love most about Indeed is that it has one of the largest databases of job seekers, giving employers access to a wide range of candidates. And with job alerts, I get notified when new candidates apply. And with Indeed sponsored jobs, there's no monthly subscriptions, no long-term contracts, and you only pay for results. So how fast? Well, in the minute that I've been talking to you, 23 hires were made on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/SmartPassive. Just go to Indeed.com/SmartPassive right now and support a show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/SmartPassive. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring, Indeed, is all you need. You spent months building towards launch day, but when the clock hits 0, your site crashes. Bots swarm, and loyal fans rage on Reddit. That's not good. Fanfare was built to stop that. Fanfare is the drop platform made for high-pressure moments, stampede-proof infrastructure, verified waitlists, and bot filters that actually work. Instead of refunds and rage, you get retention and revenue. And that sounds great to me. Your next launch shouldn't be a gamble. Get Fanfare's 5-step hype drop playbook and learn how to bulletproof your drop at fanfare.io/playbook. Again, that's fanfare.io/playbook. Hey, what's up? This is Pat Flynn from the Smart Passive Income blog. Welcome to session number 1. Now, check out my intro song.
Welcome to the Smart Passive Income Podcast, where it's all about working hard now so you can sit back and reap the benefits later. And now, your host from his home office in San Diego, California, Pat Flynn.
While DIY website tools are everywhere, most fall short on design and performance. Hit publish. Framer ships your site worldwide in seconds. No code, no compromises. Framer is a powerful, user-friendly platform that delivers developer-level results without writing a single line of code. Make your designs move and convert with Framer. Framer brings your site to life with powerful animations, dynamic content handling, and a design-first approach that helps your site stand out. Framer is the design-first, no-code website builder that lets anyone ship a production-ready site in minutes. Browse hundreds of pixel-perfect templates or even design something of your own on a totally blank canvas. Add bold animations like appear effects, text effects, scroll and looping animations, and much more in seconds. And it's free to start. The built-in AI handles the heavy lifting of generating starter layouts and can even translate your entire site to any language. On the back end, you'll get responsive breakpoints, built-in hosting, a flexible CMS, and privacy-friendly analytics. Ready to build a site that looks hand-coded without hiring a developer? Launch your site for free at Framer.com and use code SPI to get your first month of pro on the house. That's Framer.com, promo code SPI. Framer.com, promo code SPI. Rules and restrictions may apply. Do you know the secret to businesses that are scaling faster than ever? They're using Upwork to tap into a diverse pool of skilled freelancers across various industries. With Upwork, you can find specialized freelancers in marketing, development, design, and more. Experts who are ready to help you take your business to the next level. I've personally used Upwork myself and can vouch for it. Posting a job on Upwork is easy. With no cost to join, you can register, browse freelancer profiles, get help drafting a job post, or even book a consultation. From there, you connect with freelancers that get you and can easily hire them to take your business to the next level. Upwork makes the entire process easier, simpler, and more affordable with industry-low fees. Post a job today and hire tomorrow with Upwork. Visit Upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That is Upwork.com to post your job for free and connect with top talent ready to help you grow your business. That's Upwork.com. Again, Upwork.com. Woohoo! Welcome to the very, very first session of the Smart Passive Income Podcast. I can't believe it's finally here. Wow, I've been talking about doing this podcast for so long. I think I remember writing a blog post back in November of 2008 about wanting to do a podcast, and it's finally here. It's July 15th, 2010. Now, I don't usually wait that long to take action, especially for something so exciting like doing a podcast, but it's finally here, and you're here listening with me. Thank you so much for your patience. I know a lot of you have been waiting and constantly emailing me and asking me for information about when the podcast was going to go live, because you know you might be listening to it on your commute or while at the gym or something. Wherever you're listening, thank you. I really appreciate it. Today's session is going to be a little bit different from the norm. I'm going to be going over a quick introduction of who I am, an introduction of passive income and what it means to me and how I utilize that, and also kind of the formalities of the show. And also I'm going to talk about why I'm really hosting this podcast. Not only how it benefits me, but more importantly, how it benefits you and why you should keep listening in the future. So if you haven't heard of me before, my name is Pat Flynn. I have a blog at smartpassiveincome.com. I also own two businesses. One is my own business, Flindustries, LLC, and another one is Loler Apps, which is an iPhone app business that my buddy and I started. We're developing iPhone apps, and I'll get more into that later. But I'm having a great time being an entrepreneur, and I love sharing what I do. If you know me from my blog, I'm very transparent and honest about everything I do, my successes, my failures, whatever. I just put it all out there because I want you to understand that you really can be successful online in a legitimate way, non-black hat, non-scammy, totally helpful type of way. That's what I'm all about. And so thank you for listening, and I hope to be able to provide you with some awesome content on this podcast. I don't want it to be a waste of your time. I want to get rid of all the fluff and chit chat that I hear in a lot of podcasts and just give you that great content that you can put to use right away, actionable items, what's working, what's not working, so you can understand what to do for your online business or blog when you stop listening and get to work. So before I get into who I am, I want to talk about really quick the tagline of the show. If you follow me on my blog, you know that I put out a survey a long time ago about the tagline, and I was asking people what they thought the best tagline would be, and I actually chose "It's all about working hard now so you can reap the benefits later." You might have heard that movie guy say it at the beginning of the show. And I chose that one even though it was the least popular, and it got the least amount of votes out of the 4 that I put up. And the reason I chose that is because that's really what the work I do is all about. It's putting in the hard work now, investing your time so you can reap the benefits later, so you can see the rewards later, so you can get income continually over and over and over again because of that hard work you put in at the beginning. That's something I really wanted to convey right at the beginning of every show, because you do have to work. You do have to just crush it. Take your passion, do whatever you love to do, and just crush it. And if you do that, you will see the benefits later. And if you use the passive income business models that I'm going to be teaching here on the show, or that are on my blog or my Facebook or Twitter or whatever, you can build businesses that work on autopilot, that use systems of automation, that continually generate an income for you. It works. Trust me. I know it sounds scammy and for some of you who may be listening to me for the first time, but it really works. I mean, I'm living it. I'm living at home in San Diego, California, taking care of my family, making money online with my businesses, and not putting that much work into it because I initially put in all that work that was required to set those things up. So that's what that tagline is all about. The other choices that I had for the tagline, in case you're interested, the first one was where it's all about building unlimited income streams with limited time. Now that's true. That was a good one because you can build these businesses with little time. Maybe you're working overnight or after work, or even some of you, maybe you're building businesses at work, at your 9 to 5 job. And also with unlimited income streams, that's possible because once you build a passive income business, you can almost set it aside and it'll run on autopilot, which frees up time to do other things such as create more income streams. And that's what I'm doing. As I get a business out there, or a product or whatever, I put it out there, it runs on autopilot, and it only requires just a few hours of work per month, and then I can go work on other things. And that's how I've created several different income streams for myself and diversified my passive income portfolio. The second tagline that I almost chose was where it's all about working less and making more. And the reason I didn't choose that one is because I didn't want to put working less in the tagline because like I said before, it takes work in order to make things happen. It takes effort. And this tagline might suggest to people that, right away you can begin to make money. It doesn't happen right away. It's again, like you're investing your time to see returns later. And the last tagline I almost chose was where it's all about building an online business that makes you money even while you sleep. So true, but again, there's just that even while you sleep part for some people just turns them off because it might sound kind of scammy or unrealistic when it totally is realistic. That's the best thing about doing business online is that your store, your website or blog or your e-commerce website is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on holidays. And it's open to anywhere. You're not just in one location. You're open to the entire world. It might be 3 a.m. where you're at. You're sleeping all cozy in your bed, and it's 12 o'clock noon somewhere halfway around the world. And people are on your website, and you're making money. When you wake up, cha-ching, you got money in the bank. It happens. I wake up every morning, and I see more money in my accounts. And as much as I don't like to say it like that because it sounds kind of scammy and unrealistic, and for some people who love to work 9 to 5, they don't want to, think about that. They know all they know is you work 8 hours, you get paid 8 hours, and that's not what passive income is all about. And you can create these businesses, and I'm going to show you how. So I'm going to introduce you really quick in case you don't know who I am. Again, my name is Pat Flynn. I have a blog at smartpassiveincome.com, but that's not where I got started. I got started with a blog that I created that was just for me to keep track of my notes for an exam. It's called the LEED exam, LEED, which stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. And it's a test that architects and designers and builders take. I graduated from Berkeley with a degree in architecture, and I had a really nice 9 to 5 job. I saw my whole life planned out ahead of me, worked till I was 65. I was doing the whole 401k thing and all that stuff. My life was planned out, but then the whole economy thing happened. I got laid off and decided to take my blog that I had started while I was working for this exam and actually take it to a whole new level. So, it kind of happened by accident. Just by accident, people from around the world were accessing my notes. So I turned that into an actual business. And within a few months, I was making money off of AdSense. That's where I got started. That's where I saw my first few dollars online, and it was the best feeling in the world because, just to see, I would check it every few hours and see 20 to 30 cents more in my AdSense account. And it was such an awesome feeling. And I knew that making money online was possible, but of course, just 30 to 40 bucks a month wasn't going to sustain my life and my family, which, at the time I was about to get married. So I was kind of worried. My back was up against the wall, so I really had to make sure things worked. So I went to all the experts, asked just a whole bunch of questions. I was probably a little bit annoying to them, but you got to do what you got to do in order to succeed. And I joined Internet Business Mastery Academy. I learned a heck of a lot of things there. I joined some other groups and became part of different masterminds and just learned as much as I could. And I decided to write an ebook study guide for my site. Again, my site's at greenexamacademy.com. You can go check it out right now if you want. I wrote a study guide. In the first month after I launched that guide, I made $8,000, which was way more than I had ever made working at my 9 to 5 job in a month. 2 or 3 times as much, actually. And, when I was writing the book, it took like 2 months, a month and a half to 2 months to write. And while I was writing it, I was scared because I didn't know if people were going to buy it or what the reaction would be, but it totally worked, and I'm so glad I took that bold action and just took the leap of faith and wrote that ebook, because I made $8,000 in the first month. Then I made $10,000 in the second month. The next month, I actually hired someone I hired a voice talent to read my book and had an audio guide to go with it. So I had an audio guide and an ebook, sold those together at a discount price. And after that month, I was making over $20,000 a month, and I even peaked at around $30,000 a month in March of 2009. An amazing, amazing feeling. It was totally for real, and it's great because I was helping people out at the same time. They're happy to pay me for a product that is they're happy to pay me for a quality product, and I'm happy to help them out, and of course accept their money, and everybody's happy. So that's where I got started, and I started smartpassiveincome.com just as things started to take off, because I really wanted to show people that it was possible to make money this way online. I hadn't seen a blog quite like it. Most people were talking about affiliate marketing or blogging and advertising and stuff. But no, this was actually creating a business, products that you can sell, and which have a higher return and ROI, definitely. And from there, I started generating more passive income streams, because I set up that business to be totally automated, totally on autopilot, using services like eJunkie and PayPal, which I'll get into the details later. You can visit the blog for more information about that. Just so that delivery and all the transactions happen automatically, so I don't have to be there. And now I can honestly say, now I spend a total of maybe 5 to 6 hours a month on greenexamacademy.com, but I'm generating a steady $5 to $8 a month off of that website, just because of the way I set it up. And when I set it up, it did take a lot of time and did take a lot of effort, but I'm so glad I spent that time and invested that time, because now I'm seeing the returns every single month. So like I said, I've been kind of dabbling with other passive income streams. So like I said earlier, I have iPhone apps, seeing a steady income coming from those. I've been writing articles online for revenue sharing websites like eHow. When it was open, I see a nice paycheck from eHow every month, totally residual. Don't do any work anymore on that. And I'm also starting to write articles for infobarrel.com. I'm also doing some niche sites, affiliate marketing, and of course my blog, and I do a little bit of mentoring and helping out people as well. So I'm all over the radar, and I'm really happy. The thing about me is just that what makes me happy is helping people. And the more you help people, this is what I found, the more you help people, the more willing they are to help you back later on, whether it's, spreading the word about your website or even actually paying for a product. Karma exists online. The more you help people, the more you do nice things for people, the better the things will happen to you. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. I'm just a regular guy. I don't have an MBA. I took one beginner's business class, and I just talked about Gantt charts and stuff like that, which, don't even really relate right now to what I'm doing online. It's all about just putting yourself out there, taking leaps of faith, taking bold action, and making things happen. And, you can plan and read all you want, but you got to take action. And that's what it's all about. And that's what I'm here to try to get you to do. That's why these shows are pretty short, so that you can take action right away. So when I have guests on, we're going to be talking about actionable items that you can take, so that right when you're done listening, you can go and do something to help your blog or business. So now I want to get into a little bit about what really passive income means to me. The definition depends on what industry you're in. If you're in stocks or finances or stuff, it might be totally different to my definition. But my definition is this. It's building online businesses that take advantage of systems of automation that allow transactions, cash flow, and growth to happen without requiring a real-time presence. So in other words, you're earning an income without trading your time for money. Because you all know this, when you're working 9 to 5, you work 8 hours, you get paid 8 hours worth. And that how much you get paid depends on either your wage or how much you work, if you work overtime or something like that. And the only way to increase your income is to increase your salary or your wage, earn a bonus at the end of the year, which is like usually nothing, at least for in the architecture industry when I was working, and work more hours. And the thing is, once you stop working, you stop earning money. Obviously, this doesn't take into account stuff like vacation time and sick leave and whatnot. But general idea is you stop working, you stop making money. Passive income is a bit different because once you stop working, first you set up all these businesses and systems of automation, but once you stop working, your businesses don't. They continue to work for you over and over again, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all around the world. And the way you earn more money is by doing things like increasing conversion rates, increasing traffic, retention, paid advertising. There's a whole list of things you could do to increase your income. It's not just working more or earning more per hour. It's not what time isn't an issue with passive income. It's the time that it frees up for you. That is the awesome part of it. And it's really all about that freedom that it can create for you. Many people think passive income and they relate to traveling all around the world and having no responsibilities and ultimate freedom. And that's cool for some people. Like Tim Ferriss in the author of the 4-Hour Work Week. He's a crazy guy who just travels everywhere and does all this really cool stuff. And that may be you. And if that is you, that's awesome. I envy you for that. And I want you to embrace what you love to do and have passive income work for you and allow you to do those things. But for me, and some of you I know can relate to me on this, my lifestyle is a bit different. I work from home. I'm here to take care of my family, my wife and my son, and watch all of my sons first. I live in a modest home with a modest family car, and all I want is financial security. I just want to be here, and I don't want fancy cars or mansions or any of that stuff. And I know a lot of you feel the same way, but passive income allows me to do that and enjoy it and enjoy every moment of it. And I thank my lucky stars every single day. I think I'm the luckiest person in the world because of the way I'm living right now and making money online and not having to invest so much time into it now that I've set everything up. And that's why I'm here on the show. That's why I have my blog at smartpassiveincome.com, because I want to show you how to do that too, because it is possible and I want you to succeed. Now let's talk about the format of the show. Moving on to a different segment of this session. Like I said earlier, this recording is a little special because it's our first one. But a normal episode would be like this. It'll be about 25 minutes in length, which is long enough to get really into depth on one or two particular topics, but short enough so I don't drag you along and waste your time. I think it'll force me as the host to make sure we hit on really important points right away. And let's see. Like I said, we're gonna cover one or two topics regarding entrepreneurship, blogging, online business, or productivity. And it may be just me on the mic like it is today, or I might bring in a special guest to help dig deeper into a topic, especially if that person is an expert or an authority on a particular subject. We'll definitely ask him some great questions and hopefully get some actionable items from them. And after that, in each episode, I'd like to include something that's called a What's Working For Me segment. I'm going to be asking any guests that are on what's working for them. And if I don't have a guest on, I'll talk about what's working for me. But this is the part of the show where I want you to be able to take away something and do it right away. So I'm going to be asking all of my guests what's working for you now and try to get them to tell us exactly what they're doing so we can maybe implement those things as well for our own businesses or blogs. And lastly, I'm going to also go over any hot resources that I've been using to help me with my online business or blog as well. So again, this is all about you, trying to help you out and show you what works and also what doesn't. Now, that's a lot to cover in 25 minutes, but I think we can really get some great actionable items that you can use from it. Plus, it won't take much effort to re-listen to the episode if you need it for further instruction or guidance. And the last part of this session, I'd like to talk about why I'm really hosting this podcast. I have my blog at smartpassiveincome.com. I have videos on YouTube. I think I have like 15 uploaded right now, tens of thousands of views with those. And I have my Facebook page, my Twitter account. If you want to check me out on Facebook, it's facebook.com/smartpassiveincome. And my Twitter account is twitter.com/PatFlynn, in case you're wondering. But, I'm adding podcasting to my brand, the Smart Passive Income brand, for a couple of reasons. First is totally selfish. It's for me. I think my mic skills and public speaking skills need a lot of improvement. You may or may not think so listening to this first episode, but I'm sure you can think of ways I can improve, and this forces me to get better at what I think I need the most work on. And I'm really, really good at writing blog posts. I'm really good at doing instructional videos and stuff, but when I'm on a microphone, I get a little nervous sometimes, and this will force me to do better. I'm going into this totally unedited. You're listening to the raw, uncut version of everything. So because my mistakes are easily recognizable, it'll force me to be smarter and do better next time. And hopefully a few episodes down the road, when you're listening to this podcast in the future, you can see you'll be able to listen to a significant difference in my voice, my style, the flow of the show, and it'll just seem flawless. So that's what I'm striving for, because in my past, I've noticed that the best way that I learn is just by doing. So that's why I'm doing this podcast, to try and become a better speaker, to try and be better behind the microphone, just putting myself out there, throwing myself into the deep end and doing it. That's exactly how I got into online business. That's exactly how I got into blogging. And that's exactly how I'm going to master this whole podcasting thing. So hopefully you'll be along with me for the ride. Now, the second reason, and probably and obviously most important, is I'm here to help you. Those of you who follow me on my blog know that I do everything I can to help you without even asking for a single dime. I don't sell anything on my website. I have just a few advertisements in my sidebar, which are things that I totally recommend and things I've used before because I know they'll help you. And that everything I publish, everything I'm saying here on this podcast is here for you. If you email me, if you leave comments, I will respond. And like I was talking about earlier, I've experienced this whole karma thing with doing business online and blogging and whatever. And I'm sure it'll come back to me in a good way. It will. It has already. And I'm just trying to keep that going and trying to help as many people out because I know some of you will help me out in the future as well. Hopefully because I've helped you out now or I will help you out soon. So that's exactly why I'm doing this podcast. So if you're new to the Smart Passive Income brand and this is your first time listening to me, maybe you found me through iTunes or some type of podcasting directory or just a recommendation from a friend or something. If you want to learn more about me and check out my blog, please go to www.smartpassiveincome.com. And if you just want to say hi and say hello, the best way to contact me is actually through Facebook on my Facebook page. You can find me there at facebook.com/smartpassiveincome. Say hi, and I definitely will say hi back, I promise. Now, before I go, I'm going to leave you with one tip that hopefully you can take away from this first session, and that's to not be afraid to fail. I am doing this podcast, and I don't care what happens because I know that I'm going to learn from my experience. If you're not afraid to fail, you won't be afraid to take chances and step out of your comfort zone and reach super crazy high levels of success that you can't even imagine right now. And for me, it was only when I took those bold actions, stepping out of my comfort zone, taking those chances, that I finally got somewhere. I finally saw results, saw my income skyrocket, and my life start to change. I failed a bazillion times along the way, but I embrace each and every one of those failures because it got me to this point in life. So don't be afraid to fail. Failing is good. Try not to fail. Do your best, but if you do, learn from it. Learn from your mistakes. If you just fail and don't learn anything, then you really, really fail. So do your best, and if you fail, learn the rest. All right, so thank you again for listening to this very first session of the Smart Passive Income Podcast. Hope to hear from you again soon, and I'll see you in the next session. Take care. Bye now.
Thanks for listening to the Smart Passive Income Podcast at www.smartpassiveincome.com.
Hey there, quick pause here because I have to tell you about a tool that completely transforms the podcasting workflow, Riverside. I get it. I used to juggle multiple platforms just to record one podcast episode. It was exhausting. Zoom for recording, Audacity for editing, and then a bunch of different apps just to create clips and social posts. I've tried other ones as well. They were okay, but They were clunky and super time consuming. That's where Riverside has massively helped. I can do it all in one place: recording, editing, repurposing, one platform, one streamlined flow. I just log in, record with my guests no matter where they are in the world, and just like that, studio quality audio and high resolution video all in one. And get this, even if your Wi-Fi glitches, Riverside records locally on your device so everything sounds and looks crystal clear. But here's my favorite feature: Riverside's AI editing tool. You can remove silences and filler words with just one click. Hours saved. With Magic Clips, Riverside also automatically finds the best moments and turns them into ready-to-post videos for YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, all without the extra editing. So if you're looking to level up your production quality and simplify your workflow, go to smartpassiveincome.com/Riverside and use code SMART to get 1 month free on the Pro plan. That's smartpassiveincome.com/Riverside, promo code SMART. It's built by creators for creators, and I think you're going to love it. More people dream about building their own business and being their own boss rather than retiring early. But a majority of them never even take the first steps to register the business. Why? Because starting a business can feel overwhelming. With legal forms, paperwork, finances, it's a lot. And that's where Taylor Brands comes in. Taylor is a complete business builder designed to make launching your business simple and stress-free. You can register your LLC in just minutes, keeping your personal and business assets separate from day one. And from there, you can get access to everything you need to get off the ground, from legal documents, licenses and permits, invoicing and bookkeeping tools, and even a 100-day business coaching program to help you hit the ground running. You'll also get a free personalized business plan, branding tools, and so much more. And of course, our listeners get an exclusive 35% discount to get started. Just head to taylorbrands.com/SPI. That's TAILORBRANDS.com/SPI. Stop dreaming, start building with Taylor Brands.